Hello, and welcome to this special interview series on pets and mental wellness, how to maximize the mental health benefits of having a pet. I'm Wanda Malhotra, lifestyle journalist and CEO of Crunchy Mama Box, a platform promoting conscious living. Today's interview is part of a powerful collaboration with Authority Magazine, a medium publication that delves deep into topics that truly matter. Today, we will have the pleasure of speaking with Dawn LaFontaine. Dawn is the founder of Cat in the Box that designs and sells products that meet indoor cats' biological and physiological and psychological needs and their guardians' desire for attractive, well-made products that can be proud to display in their homes. This video is a special follow-up to the interview previously published. For a deeper dive into the complete conversation, follow my column to read the full interview. Now, join us for an exclusive interview with Dawn LaFontaine. Hi, Dawn. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Oh, Wanda, it's so nice to meet you finally, sort of in person, and I really appreciate you considering me for the series.
Of course, you have so much to add. Thank you. So, in your journey as an entrepreneur in the pet industry, what are some of the most significant challenges you've faced, and how did you overcome them?
Well, my most significant challenge was knowing nothing. As you know, I think that maybe a lot of entrepreneurs are better off knowing nothing, or they might never start. I was really at a crossroads in my life when I started this business. My youngest child had just left home. I had been a stay-at-home mother the whole time raising my kids, um, and I really didn't know what to do with myself. And I had actually applied for a couple of jobs that I was overqualified for, and didn't get either one of them. And I was wondering, how to spend the rest of my working days. And interestingly, at the moment, I was going with my mother to visit her pet sitter, and this woman had a beautifully appointed home, but her living room was filled with cardboard boxes. Now, I'm a lifelong animal lover. I already knew that cats love cardboard boxes, but it really got me thinking. Why do their owners put up with dirty, ugly Amazon boxes in their house? Anyway, so I thought the thing was the idea. Come up with a great idea, you'll have a business, you'll be off and running. So the greatest challenge for me was finding out that having an idea, developing a product, although all of those things are difficult to do, they do not compare to the rest of what being an entrepreneur is like. And the wonderful thing about it is that every day I'm learning something new. There is not one day since I started this business that I have not learned something new or met somebody new. So one of the greatest challenges that I've faced is also ends up being one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
That's usually what happens, right? A challenge becomes an opportunity depending on how you see it and how you deal with it, right?
Exactly.
So your products not only cater to the needs of cats, but also appeal to their owners. How do you balance the functional aspects of your designs with the aesthetic appeal? And what role does creativity play in your product development process?
Well, that's a really, really good question, actually. And I would say I sacrifice nothing from the point of view of cats. The cats' needs have to be met first. First of all, there's no fooling cats. If they don't like it, they don't like it. So no one will ever buy a second thing from me if their cats do not like the first product they got. But also, I have a responsibility to animals as an animal lover. Um, and I really feel cats are sort of an underserved market in the sense that if you walk into the pet aisle at a pet store, there's umpteen things for dogs. There are $40 stuffed animals for dogs. There's every imaginable puzzle, everything you could imagine for a dog. And I have dogs, so I'm not knocking it. But for cats, there's some stuffed mice and little crinkly balls. And cats are really deeper than that. I don't I don't mean to make that sound funny, but cats have intellectual needs too, and they also have psychological needs that are not being met by the products that are on the market. So the first and foremost thing is please the cats. And then the second thing is to please their owners. Now, unlike dogs, who many of the dogs play with their toys outside, cats play with their things in the house, and their owners deserve to have something that's lying around the house that they are happy to look at. Many of my products are, I'll say a little bit of pop art. a little bit conversation piece. They're fun items that cat guardians do not mind having in their living room. They enjoy using them as props in social media, and they like bonding with their pets through the products.
Fantastic. That is so true. Cats are so much smarter than people understand. It's
Right.
they are incredible and they need to be stimulated just as much as dogs. It's just that they're calmer, so they don't bother their owners that much. And people are like, "Oh, okay, we don't need to entertain," but you do need to entertain your
Yeah.
cats too.
Well, I would actually just comment on that. I Just to say that you know cats, in the United States anyway, we mostly keep our cats indoors, and they do get bored indoors because they're not having their needs met. And boredom, they're not just bored and quiet and stay in a corner. Boredom can often lead to undesirable behaviors. And for example, the number one reason the cats are relinquished to shelters is because of litter box issues. And litter box issues, there are a number of causes to litter box issues, but one of the number one reasons that cats have litter box problems is because they're bored or stressed. So it's incumbent upon us to take care of our cats' needs.
So important. What you just said is so, so important. The cat litter issues, and then, abandoning the cat, sending it back to the shelters. There's no need for that. Just understand your cat, right?
Exactly.
So the connection between humans and animals is profound. How do you see the pet industry evolving in the future, especially in terms of the products and services that enhance this unique bond between pets and their owners?
Well, it's actually that's a very interesting question. I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, but uh, dog products outnumber cat products in the United States in terms of sales, but cats actually outnumber dogs in the United States. So I think there's a lot of room for growth. I think that for many years, cats were viewed as they had a job around the house, basically to keep vermin down, and that was really all the way through the 1800s. We talk about dog fancy has been around for much longer. We have designed dogs to do all kinds of jobs for us. Dog breeds are very old. Cat breeds are 200 years old. So we have only viewed cats as pets and as indoor uh, creatures who share our homes for a very, very short amount of time. So that industry is really evolving. And I think cat owners are really understanding two things. One, that their cats, need different kinds of products to stay interested in their life. And two, that people want to bond with their pets through cat products.
So interesting. So interesting. I had never thought about it that way. Love that. So being deeply involved in animal rescue activities, can you share a memorable experience or success story where your efforts made a significant impact on the lives of animals and their guardians?
Oh, well, that's a softball question, Wanda. But I have been volunteering at my local shelter just since I started this business, so for about 5 years. For a while, I volunteered actually in the shelter. I was actually working with the cats who, um, were not well socialized. But the pandemic hit, and what I switched over to do is actually my calling in life. I actually am a foster mother to orphaned kittens. It is the best thing. If you can ever get involved in this, I am telling you, you will never have another boring day in your life when you have kittens in the house, especially kittens who really, really need you. There's a reason to foster kittens. Especially, they have a very short window in their life when they can be socialized. It only goes up to about 9 weeks. It can go a little bit longer under certain circumstances, but they need to be in a home with people if they're going to end up being great pets. So they're in my home. They get to hear groceries coming in. They smell my shoes. They hear the doorbell ring. They hear the phone ring. They hear babies crying. I make sure to play videos of babies crying. I have my neighbors come over. I have everybody plays with the kittens so that by the time that they leave my home, they are very, very well socialized and they'll be wonderful additions to somebody's household. And to me, there's no greater feeling of success and accomplishment than that.
Kittens are just the most adorable things in the world. I love kittens and I can't foster because every time I bring a pet home, it's mine. It stays in my house.
Well, I will tell you something about kittens. If you have a whole litter of kittens, you're not so sorry to see them go at the end. And they become they sort of go through their teenage years, like they are in everything wild, tearing everything apart. So by the time they're old enough to leave, just like human children, you're ready to let them go. But but you also get nothing done for the whole all the time that you have them in the house. The only thing you get done is watching kittens.
Oh, I can totally see that happening. So, considering the diverse range of pets from traditional cats and dogs to more unconventional choices, how do you envision people's preferences in pet ownership changing in the coming years? Are there any emerging trends or shifts in attitudes towards certain types of pets?
Well, I really hope that there are because a cat and a dog is not for everyone. And I have been fortunate enough to have all kinds of pets growing up and with my own children. And there are a lot of options that make for, that have a lot of the benefits that having a cat and a dog provide without the time commitment and responsibility that a dog and a cat require. So I hope that people will consider other small mammals like guinea pigs and rats, especially, and hamsters and gerbils. I would hope that they stay away from some animals that really don't belong in households yet, that they're really not domesticated. Um, and I don't even want to suggest which ones those are, but the ones that I mentioned actually really do make good household pets, so long as you provide an enriching environment for them.
So, may I ask how many cats do you have at your house that belong to you, not that you foster?
At the moment, I have actually no cats because I foster. So I have a rescue dog. I have my daughter's dog too that spends a lot of time with me, and they're very good with cats. So that was a criteria when I rescued. But I want my home to be open to the fostering. It's very difficult when you have a cat to foster other cats because they do bring diseases. They're less transferable to my dogs but very would be very transferable to my cats. That doesn't mean I haven't had cats. I had one cat that lived to 23 years. I've had quite a number of cats in my life, but I currently have zero cats that I own, but I get to be, foster mama to lots of different cats.
That was excellent. This was very meaningful. Thank you so much, Dawn. We wish you only continued success on your great work.
Well, thank you so much, Wanda. I really appreciate you interviewing me today, and it was lovely to meet you.